can't do this anymore. I'm leaving you.
You serious?
The movie begins with Charlotte living in a luxurious mansion with her wealthy husband Tom. Tom adores her. He's attentive, caring, but Charlotte's face shows none of that happiness back. The love seems completely one-sided, and Tom notices it. He sees the distance growing between them, and he's desperate to fix it. That night, Tom suggests they should try for a baby, but Charlotte barely reacts. Before the conversation can continue, Tom's mother calls. The moment he returns, everything changes. Charlotte tells him she's leaving. Tom freezes, confused, furious. After everything he's done for her, Charlotte tells him she doesn't want his money. Tom asks whom she's leaving him for, but Charlotte says it's not about anyone. The marriage simply isn't working anymore. Tom suddenly softens, changes his tone completely, says they can fix this. He begs her to wait until morning to think clearly, but Charlotte has already made up her mind. The next morning, she packs her things and leaves the house. Smiling, she waits by the roadside, clearly expecting someone. Then, a flashback reveals the truth. For months, Charlotte has been having an affair with a man named Ewan, an affair that has gathered real feelings. So Charlotte decides to leave Tom and run away with Ewan. They plan to meet here today. Charlotte waits and waits, but Ewan is no-show. He is not answering his phone either. Worried, Charlotte heads to the flat in Hackney, where they used to meet. But when she knocks, a woman named Paula answers the door, and immediately, things become strange. Paula says she has never heard of anyone named Ewan. In fact, she claims she has lived there alone for 5 years. Charlotte is stunned, completely certain this is the right address. Yet somehow, the man she risked everything for seems to not exist. She has just destroyed her marriage for a man who may have lied about everything. Then, she notices a man nearby, watching her. He feels familiar somehow, like she's seen him before. But before she can focus on him, he disappears. Moments later, Tom's driver, Stefan, arrives. Tom apparently heard from one of his mother's friends, who spotted Charlotte stranded by the roadside and with nowhere else to go. Charlotte returns home. She's emotionally shattered, especially after discovering that Ewan may have done this before, targeting married women. Surprisingly, Tom, although hurt, doesn't explode with rage. Instead, admits his role in the whole mess. Says he became consumed by work and left her lonely. Maybe that's why she looked for comfort somewhere else. He promises to change. Charlotte can barely understand it. After betraying him, how can he still forgive her? Tom simply says because he loves her, so they agree to try again. But things don't return to normal. Charlotte starts hearing Ewan's voice, seeing flashes of his face everywhere, and she can't tell if she's losing her mind or if something terrible happened to him. The next day, the strange man appears again, watching her. Soon after, Charlotte meets Isadora, Tom's mother, and immediately, the tension is unbearable. Isadora is cold, strict, controlling, a woman used to getting her way. She chastises Charlotte for trying to abandon her son after everything their family has done for her. Then suddenly, Charlotte throws up after sipping a drink. On her way home, she spots the mysterious man again. Charlotte tells Tom she believes someone is following her, but Tom dismisses it immediately, suggests she's imagining things, then quickly redirects the conversation to their marriage. Charlotte lets it go, for now. Later, the couple heads to the family manor for the weekend to try and repair their relationship. They walk through the massive estate together. Tom photographs Charlotte beside the rose garden. Charlotte loves roses, and Tom enjoys photographing her in the garden. But even here, something feels wrong. The servants, Mrs. Tanner and Stefan, both seem to be watching Charlotte closely. That night, Charlotte discovers she's pregnant. Tom is overwhelmed with joy. He tells her she means everything to him. But even in that moment, there's tension. Charlotte reassures him the child is his, even offers a DNA test if he wants. But Tom refuses, says he trusts her. Still, Charlotte cannot fully enjoy the moment because Ewan still haunts her mind. The guilt, the unanswered questions, won't leave her alone. This pregnancy should end everything between them. But Charlotte still needs answers. Did Ewan abandon her, or did something happen to him? So she starts investigating, searching missing persons databases, and eventually, she finds something disturbing. A missing person report with Ewan's photograph. But the name isn't Ewan. It's Daniel, listed by a woman named Rebecca. Charlotte calls her immediately. The two women meet in a park, and Rebecca confirms everything. Ewan was her brother, but Ewan isn't his real name. She explains he disappeared after getting involved in something dangerous. She has already searched hospitals, police records, bank activity. Nothing. He simply vanished. Then Rebecca reveals something even more disturbing. The man Charlotte keeps seeing has also been following her. Rebecca wants them to check the Hackney address again, but Charlotte hesitates. Rebecca now understands the truth. Her brother was sleeping with a married woman. Back at the manor, Tom is furious. He says he called Charlotte several times. Charlotte lies, claims she was shopping, but Tom already knows where she was because he tracked her phone. And bizarrely, Charlotte becomes angry at him for spying on her, then quickly realizes the irony, considering she's the one who cheated. Tom says he only tracked her because he's worried about her safety. Charlotte apologizes. Then, a tender moment follows. It seems they are slowly patching things up. The next day, Charlotte contacts Rebecca again, agreed to visit the Hackney flat together. Meanwhile, Isadora visits the manor again, and something strange happened. Isadora accidentally spills her juice, then panics, frantically scrubbing the stain herself, despite servants standing nearby, like she's terrified someone might punish her for it. Later, Charlotte and Rebecca arrive at the Hackney apartment. Paula opens the door again, repeating the same story. She knows nothing about Ewan. Then suddenly, the mysterious man appears again, and he has a key to the flat. Paula knows him. She calls him Troy. Apparently, he lives there too. The women secretly follow them inside, staying hidden, and what they overhear changes everything. Troy starts shredding photographs, revealing the truth. While Paula was away, he secretly sublet the apartment to Ewan, a man hired to seduce married women for money. Paula is furious. Charlotte is devastated. Troy says his job was to take photos. Paula demands her share of the money. Troy reveals the person fired him without paying him, so he took something of theirs in retaliation as he goes out to take the key to the safe. Charlotte and Rebecca rush in, begging Paula to show them what's inside. Paula forced open the safe. Inside, a necklace. Charlotte recognizes it instantly. It belongs to Isadora. Before they can process this, a knock at the door. Paula assumes it's Troy returning and asks the women to quickly hide. But it isn't Troy. A figure in a black hood enters the apartment and without warning, brutally attacks Paula with a hammer. Charlotte and Rebecca watch in horror as Paula fights desperately for her life. Then, he grabs the necklace and leaves. The women remain hidden until the apartment falls silent. Shaking in terror, they gather the shredded photographs and flee. Now, Charlotte understands the horrifying truth. Ewan never loved her. He was placed in her life deliberately. Someone paid him to seduce her, to manufacture evidence of infidelity. But for what? But one thing is clear. Whoever orchestrated all of this is connected to Isadora. Right after that, Charlotte attends a work celebration that same evening, but her mind is somewhere else entirely. Later in the bathroom, she confronts Isadora directly. She knows someone has been following her. She found the necklace, and she knows Isadora is connected to all of it somehow. But Isadora remains calm. Too calm. She denies everything. Claims her friend only happened to spot her outside a department store. Nothing more. Charlotte doesn't believe a single word. The next day, Isadora returns to the manor alone. Quietly enters Tom's room. She immediately starts searching, looking for something. Then, suddenly, Tom walks in. Isadora quickly hides. Tom moves toward a secret compartment and removes several photographs out of the secret locker. Old photographs. Intimate photographs of Isadora. Right then, Isadora steps out and confronts her son. And in that moment, Tom's mask completely slips. The loving husband, the obedient son, the charming businessman, gone. What's left is something deeply disturbed. Then, the movie reveals Isadora's past. Years ago, while Tom was still young, she had an affair with a man named Peter. The two used to secretly meet in this very room. Isadora wanted to leave her husband for him. She truly loved Peter, but she couldn't abandon Tom. He was still a child, still needed his mother. What neither of them realized was that Tom already knew everything. The entire time, he was always hiding inside the cupboard, watching them, taking photographs, obsessing over every moment. He couldn't stand seeing his mother love another man more than him. That obsession turned deadly. He killed Peter, and Isadora covered it up. She has always known what her son truly is. Selfish, possessive, completely incapable of sharing anything. That's why, when she heard Tom had forgiven Charlotte's affair so easily, she became suspicious. She knew there had to be another reason. So today, she came searching for the truth. Tom panics and savagely attacks her. The confrontation becomes violent, and the stress triggers something catastrophic. Poor Isadora suddenly begins having seizures. Tom immediately switches masks again, calling for help, pretending to be the concerned son. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Rebecca are still trying to piece together the shredded papers when Tom calls. Isadora has been rushed to the hospital. She suffered an aneurysm, and not long after, she dies. Then comes the reading of her will, and suddenly, everything becomes even stranger. Isadora leaves the majority of her personal estate, £10 million, to Charlotte. Tom is furious, completely blindsided. The manor and the business already belong to him, but this feels personal, like one final punishment from his mother. Even Charlotte doesn't understand it. Rebecca, meanwhile, has begun pulling away from the investigation. She's terrified now, but before leaving, she says something that changes everything. Maybe Isadora wasn't behind any of this after all. That possibility alone reframes the entire story. Soon after, Tom gives the household staff the day off, then takes Charlotte back to the manor alone. And strangely, he acts perfect again. Warm, gentle, attentive. Long walks around the estate, talking about their future together, about rebuilding everything. Then, he gives Charlotte a gift, a necklace. The moment Charlotte sees it, her blood runs cold. It's the same necklace from Paula's apartment, the one the hooded killer took away. Which means Tom was the killer. Charlotte hides her reaction perfectly, pretends to feel dizzy, says she needs the bathroom. Then, she tricks Tom, asks him to get her some meds from town. And the second he leaves, she calls Stefan, tells him to come to the manor immediately. Then she calls Rebecca, asking her to contact the police if she doesn't hear back soon. She needs real proof. Then, she heads straight for the one room he always kept locked, his dark room. Charlotte unlocks the door and instantly realizes the nightmare is even worse than she imagined. The walls are covered in photographs of her, not just normal pictures from their marriage, intimate photographs, pictures of her with Ewan, taken from hidden positions inside the apartment they used together, meaning Tom had been inside that flat, watching them. Then Charlotte notices something even more horrifying. Some of the photographs go back years, all the way to university, before she ever met Tom, and suddenly, the truth becomes undeniable. Tom has been stalking her, long before she even knew him. Then, Tom walks in, and calmly confirms everything. Ewan didn't find her. Tom found Ewan, and paid him to enter her life, to seduce her, to test whether she would be faithful, and she failed. But then, something unexpected happened. Charlotte and Ewan genuinely fell in love. One day, Ewan came to Tom directly, threatening to confess everything, to tell Charlotte the truth, and take her away. He even told Tom that he didn't care about the money, that Tom didn't deserve her. Tom couldn't handle it. He couldn't lose Charlotte, and he couldn't risk his plan being exposed. So, he killed Ewan. Back in the present, Tom tells Charlotte she is his. Whether she loves him or not doesn't matter. He already forgave her. Shouldn't that be enough? But Charlotte refuses and tries to run. But Tom knocks her unconscious and begins burying her alive. Because in his twisted mind, if Charlotte can't belong to him, then no one should have her. When Charlotte regains consciousness, she finds a skeleton beside her. Charlotte realizes the only way to survive is to manipulate him emotionally, so she starts talking, getting inside his head. And it works. Tom climbs down into the grave with her, but the moment he lowers his guard, Charlotte smashes him with a skull, knocking him unconscious. From the distance, Stefan arrives alongside the police. Charlotte crawls out and starts moving towards them, but behind her, Tom regains consciousness and prepares to attack again. Before he can reach her, Stefan shoots him, ending it. Charlotte is rescued. Months later, Charlotte gives birth to her son and now manages the estate herself. While going through Isadora's old documents, she notices years of secret payments made to Mrs. Tanner. So Charlotte visits her and finally learns the full truth. Tom killed Peter. Isadora covered it up. She has been paying Mrs. Tanner for her silence all these years. And now, Charlotte finally understands the inheritance. Isadora didn't leave her the money out of love. It was guilt of what she allowed her son to become and what it cost Charlotte to survive him. Then Mrs. Tanner reveals one final secret. Ewan is alive. He was not dead when Tom left him. Mrs. Tanner secretly hid him away, using money from Isadora's estate to pay for his treatment and recovery. Mrs. Tanner takes her to another room, and there, sitting on the bed, is Ewan, alive. The two stare at each other in disbelief, and after everything, they finally reunite, with the possibility of a real future ahead of them. And with that, The movie ends. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you were captivated by the story, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite thrillers.